app business or even a blog or an affiliate website and you're looking to grow, but you're not quite sure how? Or are you an individual who's looking to get out of your corporate job that you absolutely loathe? And because it's Good Friday, it's a holiday weekend, you're just not sure what you want to do, but you're trying to maybe buy a business and buy that head start. And you just don't know where to start. Well, I will tell you, there are some low hanging tools or low hanging things right in front of you that so many people I talk with just don't know how to use or don't even know where to start. In case in point, I was talking to an individual this afternoon, wasn't quite sure how to even start at locating a business to acquire. Now, he's more on the side where he's got a corporate job and absolutely hates it. I think a lot of people maybe watching this can resonate with that. And if that's you, or if you have a digital business that you're looking to grow, one of the easiest ways to do that is to actually acquire another business or to acquire another asset. And typically businesses that are less than 10 million are going to be considered asset sales. And a lot of people don't even realize why that's important. Well, the biggest and most important reason is called liability. You want to buy the assets, and typically sales that are done under 10 million are going to be done in an asset format. That's a topic for another video, but it's going to protect you from not having liability that could come to you in the future if you're to buy something. But I want to make a separate video on that one. I want to keep this one kind of short and on point since it's a good Friday afternoon. But one of the things that, again, astounds me as I work with these business owners or individuals, they don't even know where to start. And I do get it. There's a lot of things out there. It's overwhelming. You'll see courses online. You'll see people on different platforms such as LinkedIn or YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever that is. You're just seeing a lot of things out there. But see, I'm in the trenches. And so not only have I acquired different business assets, but I actually built an e-commerce from just an idea at dinner one night and grew it to over 7 figures. And so now I'm doing M&A advising or helping businesses not only scale and grow because they want to grow and they want to get more consistent revenue because they want to sell one day. And so many businesses, as I work with, that are actually getting ready to sell, they leave a lot of money on the table. And it's really sad because obviously when you go to sell, you want the most money. But because they don't know what they don't know, or they hired the wrong people, or they just think it doesn't work, they give up on certain things. And it's really unfortunate because they leave a lot of money on the table. Sometimes they can leave up to 7 figures on the table. And I can say this because I'm in the trenches doing these deals and I see behind the scenes. I see everything. I see the financials. I see the business model. I see all the components of the business, what makes that engine run, and what they're doing right, which they've gotten to a spot where they've generated revenue and profit, and they're actually going to sell the business, which is awesome. And then they, at the same token, they're leaving money on the table, which is really unfortunate. So with that, I'm going to give you an easy tip on a tool you can use here in this short video on how you can use LinkedIn of all places, and more specifically, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And I was talking to another gentleman earlier this week who had no idea that he could even do this. And he already had the subscription. Now, it is a subscription component with LinkedIn. I believe it's $99 a month right now or somewhere around there. But even if you do it for 1 month, you will have enough leads. I can guarantee you that, or enough lead opportunities for you now to take that next step. But a lot of people don't even know where to start. And that's the unfortunate thing. So if you were to go to LinkedIn, and you go to LinkedIn, more specifically LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And that's the key thing, is you have to use Sales Navigator here, because inside of that, it's going to let you really dig into some of the tools that it has available. And this is where, again, a lot of people don't even know where to start. But I'm going to look here at my screen and I'm going to show you. If you go into Sales Navigator right here, there are some features inside that, again, this is just my home screen right here. And where a lot of people don't realize is you can filter things out by either individuals, which is the leads tab right here. You can search by where they're working at a company, how long they've been there, maybe what their job title is, such as they're in accounting. But if you're looking to buy a business, that's not relative. You want to go to the account tab right there. And this is where you can start to slice and dice a lot of data here. And it's interesting. So if you're looking to make your first acquisition, typically it's going to be on the smaller side, or if you have a current digital business and you're looking to acquire something. Let's say you have an e-commerce business in the cosmetic space, or you want to get into the cosmetic space. can be a very lucrative business because there's a subscription component that'll come to that, and that'll let you grow your revenue and more importantly, your profit as you move on. But you can slice the data here. You can put here in terms of annual revenue. So you can say you want to look for a business that's doing $500,000 up to $1 million or even $2 million. And for this example, I'm just going to show $1 million. Well, if you look right now, I just did that right now. Well, that's 15 million over here on the right-hand side. That is way too many businesses, obviously, to sift through because you got so many things here. And obviously, you want to narrow that down as much as possible. And let's say those businesses are going to be smaller. So if you look at just doing the company headcount of 1 to 10, well, now that brings that number down to 8 million. Still way, way too high. And let's even say you want to add in just the US, something in the US. Now you bring it down to 3 million. But that's still way too high, right? So then you can come up here to the search bar and you can actually put in there, oh, you don't want that. You want to maybe put in there cosmetics, right? Because you're looking for a cosmetic brand as I type this in. So if you type that, of course, if I spelled it right, that might help. Doing this live, obviously, you do things quickly. Now that narrows it down to 3 million. You'll see there's a whole bunch of cosmetic brands that at least have a LinkedIn presence. Now, that's the key thing is they must have set up a page or identified that they work at a cosmetics brand. But right now, because we're in the accounts tab, we're looking at businesses that have chosen to set up a LinkedIn page, which is very easy to do. It's free to do. But 3,000 is still way too many. So we started with how many millions in there? We got down to 8, then to 3. Now we're down to 3,000, but that's still a lot. So one of the things to think about, again, if you're looking to acquire a cosmetic brand or a cosmetic business, is you want to look at the technology that they're using. Now, because I'm in this industry, it's an e-commerce component. If you think about it from that perspective, a lot of people use Shopify. Now, there's other platforms out there, but that's just a very common one. So you can come down here and filter it on what technologies do they use. And if you start typing in Shopify, you'll be surprised. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Lo and behold, there it is. So now we know we can identify if they're using Shopify as the platform to grow the business. Well, right there alone, we've now narrowed that list down, which was in the millions, now down to 758. Now, I typed in the search bar cosmetic as well, but all these businesses now fit the criteria that I've listed here. They're $500,000 to 1 million. They're 1 to 10 employees. They're in the US. And they're using the platform of Shopify, and then I narrowed it down by typing in a keyword here of Shopify. Now, in some situations, you can also go to the industry right here. You can put this here. You can narrow it down by typing in cosmetics here. And I'm not sure if it's going to, let's see here. I'm just going to copy it since I already have it over here. Come back here to, now, if it doesn't show up, then you can see it. You won't be able to highlight it. But if I were to take this off, here's what's strange about LinkedIn sometimes is Sales Navigator does this. Now look at my thing down here. Well, now it does have cosmetics as an option, as is retail, as is personal care and manufacturing. So those are all things, quite frankly, that would go into cosmetics. So I can pick cosmetics. I can also pick personal care. So I'm including this. And now that list is down to 454. And if I remove the personal care product manufacturing, because it is, if you think about that, is a personal care manufacturing product, I've got my list down to 454. So these are all companies that, again, have got a LinkedIn presence. So now what I can do is start to open these up. They've got 3 employees here. You can start to make an individual decision. Do I want to reach out to these people? Now it's got all the employees that are listed here that they have a LinkedIn profile. First of all, that's the key thing. This woman here, Jessica, she's a procurement specialist. Well, she's not a business owner. She's more of a specialist. So this particular business would probably not be ideal, in my opinion, to reach out to, because again, I'm doing this all the time. But I would just go down the list here and look at this one here and start going through here and seeing what else comes up. You got Persona Cosmetics right here. Again, there's 4 employees. Now we've got Karsa, who's the co-founder. Well, obviously, being a co-founder, that person's a decision maker. So what you'd want to do then is reach out to this person. Just open this up in another tab. You can see here, he's been here for 8 years. So this person obviously is a co-founder, has been there for 8 years. If I was looking to acquire a skincare brand, that would be an individual. Whoops, I wasn't sharing that on my screen here. Hold on here. Let me go back. I just realized that. So I went to this persona right here. Let me redo this one here. See, you're doing this live, you make these mistakes, you don't even realize it. So now this comes up where the individual business comes up here. It says Persona Cosmetics, and it's got 4 employees listed here. So now if I click here, this comes up and I've got this individual, Karsa, who's a co-founder. And obviously that would be a person that would be more likely to start a conversation. So if I open this up in another tab, I can dig in a little bit further and see, okay, what about this? Well, they've been there for 8 years. So obviously they know the business very well. And maybe they're at a point knowing they're 8 years, maybe they're thinking, I might want to move on. So what you can do then is either save them to a list you can create, or you can message them. And when you're in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you're getting so many credits that you have access to where you can reach out to them. But that's what's interesting is people don't even realize this. So you think about this, going back to our higher level here, when we started this whole thing, we were over millions and millions of businesses to start with. Now I've got this down to 454. And if I wanted to reach out to those individuals and at least start a conversation, I could do that. And it's really not that hard to do. You'd be shocked. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get mostly no's, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, if you're looking to grow and you want to start a conversation about potentially acquiring another business, this is just one easy way to do that. So if you are looking to grow your business, I would encourage you to strongly look at acquiring another entity. Go ahead and drop a comment below or send me a DM. There's a couple of ways we can do that. We have a group right now where we actually do weekly calls where we teach people how to actually go through the buying process. That's one way to do it. Or if you want a little bit more hand-holding, or actually get in the trenches and do a lot of this work for you, or actually personally coach you versus a group method, then we can talk about something like that as well. Or if you're looking to buy your first asset, that may be something that you might find of value. So if that is you, you're looking to grow your digital business and you're not sure how to do it, I would strongly encourage you to look at buying another asset or buying another business, if you will. That's just one way to do it. There's so many ways around this in terms of buying revenue and buying ability to grow your business. It's not even funny. And yet so many people struggle with growing their business and they don't realize what the opportunities are out there. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and drop a comment below or send me a DM and we can set up a time to chat and I can point you in the right directions. All right. Have a good Friday afternoon. Today is Good Friday. Have a good Easter weekend, and